back, talking to Elijah Wood. Just like Hall H, we're going to have some folks come up and ask their own questions. So come on up and ask your question. Elijah Wood is here.
Hi, my name's Katie.
Katie, what is your question for Elijah Wood?
Out of all the projects that you've worked on, what is the most awkward scene you've had to film?
Ooh, good question.
That did not involve farting.
Most awkward. I had to make out with Christina Ricci at the bottom of a pool for a movie called The Ice Storm, and my mother was present watching that. And it wasn't like make out in a kind of traditional way. It was like two people that didn't know what they were doing, sticking their tongues as far down their throats as possible. So that was pretty awkward.
I have a special treat for you. These are signed by Elijah, so you will always see those. We have a video question roll in. Let's roll it.
Hey guys, Benny Black from the Bronx here. Would you consider doing a musical since you like both acting and music?
Would you consider doing a musical?
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I've got a great singing voice. I think it's kind of fine.
Have you auditioned for one?
I have auditioned for one. I auditioned for Moulin Rouge.
Did you
Which
really?
was so crazy because the audition is singing, and I'd never experienced that before. So I actually took voice lessons for like a week or two before the audition, and I think I did some classic like Sondheim song. I can't remember what it was. Embraceable You. And like the audition was a mix of performing as an actor, like a scene, and then 2 songs. And I had to like sing and dance.
Oh, wow.
I definitely didn't get it, obviously.
When you were doing it,
But I was terrified.
Did you feel weird about it when it was happening, or did you feel...
I fully committed. Because I think in that moment, if you feel awkward, like it'll show and it's just all gonna be pear-shaped. But
that's what you got to do, right? You have to. You
just have to go for it. Exactly.
Yeah, and
so
not
I just
be afraid.
went full musical on that.
Let's take a few card questions really quickly. Angkor on Instagram says, what is your favorite video game to waste time with?
For wasting time, probably GTA 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Dream Beans on Reddit. Surprise, you've just won front seat ticket to the most amazing concert of all time. Which concert do you choose?
Oh, God. Probably Nirvana during the In Utero tour.
Oh, yeah, good one.
I miss seeing Nirvana.
Good. Caitlin Smith won on Instagram. If you could go back and do something differently in any film, what would it be?
Ooh. That's a really good question.
I guess it just means you are perfect.
No!
Are you the type of person that when you're done, you're like, well, that's what that was, and I'm moving on to the next thing?
Kind of. Yeah, I don't get overly critical. And ultimately, when I see something for the first time that I've worked on, I'm not really looking at myself. I'm looking at the whole thing and how the whole thing came together.
Yeah.
I certainly am critical of my work, but I don't get overly kind of caught up in it. So yeah, I think once something's done and I can sort of acknowledge like, yeah, yay or nay if I feel good or bad about it, but that's sort of it.
We have time for another question from the audience. If anyone else wants to get up. Hey, what is your name and what is your question?
Hello.
Hi. I'm Tyra, and when shooting Wilfred, how did you get used to shooting with a man in a dog costume?
It's weird how quickly I took that for granted. Kind of like my character, I sort of immediately got super used to it, like it became a new normal. What became difficult over time was just trying not to laugh, because Jason Gann is so funny, and the things that he would come up with on a daily basis were so ridiculous and amazing, and always so different and surprising. So that was the biggest challenge. But yeah, I got real used to seeing him in a dog costume.
This is a very special present for you. You can see Elijah sign that on the side there. There's the drawing bowl for you. Before we go to break, I want to let you guys know the extended uncut version of this chat is available as a Nerdist podcast. So that's the plan.
No!
Yes. So the people can watch a TV show, they kind of get the edited visual version of the thing, and then we're just going to put out the unedited audio as a Nerdist podcast.
And they can hear us curse.
They can hear you make your filthy little talks there, you naughty young man. So please go to AMC.com/talking for bonus clips, exclusive content, and links to the podcast for every one of the episodes. More with Elijah Wood in a moment. We'll be right back.